So, downfalls on YouTube are hardly rare, but the reasons of why they happen vary widely. With so much variety, YouTube is filled with a mixture of people all over the platform, and you never really know what goes on behind closed doors. So today, let's take a look at a list that displays the many reasons why a YouTuber can lose their career, warp the position of the channel, or just straight up get cancelled for all the right reasons. But before we get into the first YouTuber, I do have a Patreon now with absolutely zero supporters, and I also managed to unlock the first tier of monetization thanks to you guys. So go give your boys some support if you can. Anyway, smash like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to stick around for the comment shoutouts at the end of the video. The first channel comes from the peak prank era of YouTube, which if you remember it, was a truly wild time, with the most popular channels like Vitaly's ADHD and Roman Atwood getting ridiculous views, which led to somewhat of a one-up mentality, and so began a flurry of fake videos. But that's besides the point. Andrew Howes kind of pioneered this awkward and almost uncharismatic personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm turning 23.
Nice, happy birthday.
Thanks. Do you want to come to my birthday party?
Where he ventured into public and performed various pranks and random acts, with his most popular being acting out The Notebook with girls, which has managed to hit an enormous number of 25 million views. So where did it all go wrong? Well, Andrew began to worry late 2014 about his sub to view discrepancies, which he felt were on the low side. It went from bad to worse for Andrew, with his slow decline leading him to land a job with Amazon in 2021, after self-admittedly wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars of his YouTube money. Andrew, or Loth, is genuinely a great guy, and you do hate to see such a humble guy having a hard time. He's on the up again with his thoughts on this series. But one you do like to see is the story of Illuminati. She's been deemed the worst commentary channel on the platform by many. This story is riddled in lies, scandals, and just straight up depravity. To watch a great video on the story, I would recommend Turkey Tom's deep dive. Anyway, Blair, or Illuminati, was once one of the biggest video essay channels on YouTube, releasing a video a week at one point, which for anybody that makes these kind of videos knows it is a monumental task without staff backing you. So the obvious realization was, after a certain size, she did employ staff to aid her in creating, which is fine obviously, well if you aren't accused of paying them late, if at all. So where does the drama start? Well, it all started when she had accused Legal Eagle of stealing her editing style, or more specifically, a paper effect which looks like this, and the Vox highlight effect. Two effects that are literally all over YouTube in this video essay niche. I mean, even I've used these. It was brought to her attention when one of the editors over at Legal Eagle had asked one of her editors if they could provide the preset they were currently using for these effects. After her claims, the community destroyed her for all of her bogus plagiarism claims, forcing her into an apology. Blair was also part of a collab channel called Sad Milk with many other creators, the likes of Oz Media, Illuminati obviously, Wonderstruck Guy, One Topic at a Time, The Click, Salty, and Flinders. Plenty of drama went down between her and her fellow creators, which led to several of the members leaving and giving the reason of creative differences, which we now know is not true. Illuminati is said to be manipulative and a complete liar. She had claimed one of her co-stars, The Click, had allowed a into his 40,000 strong Discord and willingly knew about it, which was later debunked by The Click himself. After some more drama with Wonderstruck Guy about the state of a car she lent him and the state of Blair's supposed living area, it led her to reply in the most nonsensical way imaginable. She posted his actual side note. Obviously this move was universally hated. All of these events basically brought the Illuminati channel down for good, but just remember, I have glazed over about 70% of this story, so take a look over yourself with Turkey Tom. But unlike Illuminati, Tobuscus was pretty much universally loved by YouTube, with him being one of the biggest creators of all time on the platform at the time. His Literal series and his YouTube songs were iconic, reaching tens of millions of views. For 13 years ago, it really was unheard of to be pulling in numbers like that. He eventually became an everything channel, pumping out content for all kinds of niches, from let's plays to parodies to vlog. He branched out and made every branch work well. So well, in fact, he had managed to pull in 4 billion views over his 3 channels, and he was also in the top 500 most subscribed on YouTube. So where did it all go wrong? Toby was unfortunately struck with 3 separate and abuse allegations, and he was even accused of taking drugs on a regular basis. He did respond to these claims with an absolute denial.
A person I dated a few years ago has just made some extremely serious false accusations.
But considering his squeaky childlike reputation, the damage was already done. A trail of devastation continued through his YouTube career, but nevertheless, he continues to upload to this very day. Admittedly, not quite pulling in the numbers he used to. Unlike Toby Turner, Alan Palin or Alan Bratt, who actually got convicted with unbelievably heinous crimes, including the possession of CP and he caught himself on camera where he forced his crying girlfriend to have sex with him whilst brandishing a gun. So this guy is a real piece of shit. But what was his content? Well, we've done a variety of different videos, from Bill Burr impressions, reviews and comedy, but being the smallest YouTuber on this list, he had the smallest audience to let down. His sentence was pretty extreme, being he got 35 years with only a chance of parole halfway through. The weirdest part though, 6 months ago, another Bill Burr impression video was uploaded. This is the first video since his sentence. How? This guy's supposed to be in prison now. Some people in the comments are saying it could be a timed release, or maybe he's been pardoned, who knows. Somebody that managed to avoid prison is Cryotic. He's another Let's Play style channel boasting 2.3 million subscribers and pulling in millions of views per video in his peak days anyway. That was until he was exposed by no less than 18 underage girls. He had basically been speaking to them inappropriately, asking for nudes, and all in the mix was also cheating on his wife as a result. After his expose, he created what can only be described as the world's worst apology, which lasted a mere 4 minutes, where he glazes over the seriousness of what he actually done and just talks about how he isn't that person anymore.
I have a weird position on YouTube where I've seen a lot of things from a lot of perspectives and a lot of angles, and before you start to think you're a f***ing hypocrite and I was mentally a child, that is not an excuse, for the record. I always consider myself a victim because of the way I was raised. However, that kind of mentality made me the actual instigator as opposed to the protagonist that I always thought I was, because everyone said you're so perfect all the time.
Well, this went down about as well as a lead balloon, with the community ripping into shreds, and quite rightly so. The FBI has become involved in the allegations, but to our knowledge, no arrests were made. He did actually tease a comeback a while ago by changing his Twitter profile picture, which read "more to come," but this has yet to be seen. While on the subject of CP, let's talk about Mini Lad. He was once part of the famed Vanos crew, one of the biggest gaming collab groups on the platform, until they had a falling out with Craig. Viewers noticed he had stopped playing with the gaming group, and he began to badmouth them while streaming on his personal channel, leading to a bunch of drama and ultimately ended with him leaving or getting pushed out of the group, which is understandable. After leaving, he claimed he was the happiest he'd ever been, and pulling in larger numbers since the split. The real drama and downfall comes from two girls named Hallie and Ash. They were 16 and 17 when Minilad began talking to them. They speak of them using his platform to entice younger fans to share lewd photos with him. Hallie created a twit longer where she explains the whole experience with Craig with very little defense on the allegation. It eventually pushed Minilad into a corner where he created another famous My Apology video where he proceeded to admit fault on his part. So that's pretty much how you kill a 4 million subscriber strong channel. A channel with far more than 4 million subscribers is Rooster Teeth, an actual OG which predates YouTube itself by a lot actually. The origins takes you back to 1997 when the group first made their first movie, and it eventually formed the Rooster Teeth company in 2003. From there, they went from strength to strength with absolute iconic internet series from Red vs Blue, Achievement Hunter, Ruby, Rage Quit even, Immersion, and obviously the Let's Play channel as a whole. The peak of Rooster Teeth era was unrivaled. The downfall isn't as you'd expect, but it seems to be a slow burner, with small decreases year on year, but two incidences really got the train going in the downward spiral a lot quicker, bringing the team of Achievement Hunter and Funhouse. These two teams consisted of Jeff, Jack, Gavin, Ray, Michael and Ryan, and the Funhouse team had Adam, Bruce, Lawrence, Elise and James. Well, mainly anyway, but you get the point. Well, over on the Let's Play team, Ryan found himself in some hot water by being caught out having sex with young underage fans, and not just one. He would target them at their conferences like PAX and E3. Ryan would lead them to his hotel room or meet them somewhere for before and after the shows. This led to him being let go by the team, and things never really picked up after this, with more members of the team leaving after time, and the cast we all tuned in for were replaced. So Funhouse, obviously tied to the Rooster Teeth company in a big way considering they are the parent company. The Funhouse history is actually pretty deep, with the original cast going all the way back to the Machinima days to a show called Inside Gaming, which is where I remember them from. Their content was ridiculously funny, with the chemistry being between James, Lawrence, Joel, Spool, Bruce and Adam. It was so natural and off the cuff. After the downfall of Machinima, they all decided to head out on their own and form a new channel called Funhouse, leaving Inside Gaming to wither and die. They enjoyed many years and made some great videos over the years, from demo disc to gameplays, and then onto their podcast, which is called Dude Soup. So Adam was always the more quiet one of the team, but still always had a huge part of the videos, usually with him being the guy playing the game while Bruce and James would comment behind him. These always led to the best videos. This was all until Adam was caught filming and sending photos and videos of him and his wife having sex, and these would then be sent on to somebody he was having an affair with. Obviously this all got leaked. There was also reports he was sending photos of his manhood and other deprived stuff, so you could say he was caught with his pants down. This is coming from a fan too. After this all happened, it led to Bruce and Lawrence leaving, and after they left, it never really felt the same. It felt like a corpse of its former self. So that's pretty much it for today's video, so let's jump onto the comments from my previous video. The first one is from Lord Fando, and they say, "This is the first video of yours I've seen, and when I started watching the video, I thought you had at least 500k subs, but you didn't, so I want to help you a little by little and subscribe to your channel." Listen, thanks man, I appreciate the support here, and every little helps. Next up is from Mixie, which reads, "Remember we when you become famous." Mixie, if I ever get there, don't worry, you won't be forgotten. And lastly, we have Quacky 2, who is a frequent Sane enjoyer, it seems, and he said, "Awesome video as always, and insane quality." Again, cheers for the comments guys, keep them rolling in to be featured next time. Anyway, we're finally at the end, so if you're still here, thank you, and don't forget to throw money at me through Patreon. You will get your name in the video and other exclusive little bit. Thanks for watching, bye bye.